Fox Carolina Weather. Weather Rate certified most accurate local forecast.
A winter storm warning has been issued starting at 7 o'clock tonight for Rabun County, Georgia, as well as Swain, Haywood, Madison, Yancey, Mitchell, and McDowell counties in the mountains. All these areas shaded in pink. Those in blue, which include the rest of North Carolina's West Mountains areas, under a winter storm watch that again begins at 7 o'clock tonight. It's all due to a low pressure system that's spinning out in the deep south right now, pushing a lot of rain into the southern states and a lot of snow into areas of Missouri and Arkansas this morning. We are dry and almost clear right now, but the clouds are on their way. They will continue to take over throughout the day, but I do expect dry weather for the entirety of your daylight hours today. You get closer to sunset and the rain will begin to push in. There could be some sleet popping up in the late overnight, and then a changeover to snow will happen in the higher elevations as the system continues to roll through. On the borderline of the system where the rain changes over to that wintry mix, there could be again sleet and possibly even some brief freezing rain in the far northern edges of the upstate. It should not be enough to cause real big issues on roadways, but we will watch for some light snow accumulation in the higher elevations of the northern upstate through tomorrow morning, possibly even into tomorrow afternoon. This is a look at 7 a.m. This is an interesting time frame because I do expect some sleet and snow to pop up along the 85 corridor, and at times it could come down at a rate that makes you think, wow, is this going to lay on the ground? The temperatures on the ground level will not support lengthy snow accumulation timeframes. And I'm talking 35, maybe even 36 degrees on the ground. So even though the air around us may get cold enough to support snow falling, it's really just the mountains and the far northern edges of the upstate that will see accumulation enough to cause some slowdown on roadways. As the whole system wraps up, you'll notice a little burst of snow pops up into the southern upstate. It's possible to see a few flurries fly around down toward Greenwood tomorrow, but at that point it's just not going to be enough at all to cause you any concern. Just more of a novelty to see it floating around. Tomorrow evening it all starts to clear out, which means you'll have nicer weather in store for the weekend. But like I mentioned, the temperatures tomorrow will just not support snow on the ground for the upstate and most of northeast Georgia. Temperatures 7 a.m. all the way through mid-afternoon, staying in the 30s and even getting closer to 40 degrees at times. So if you happen to see snow kind of flying around you, just know that it's the higher elevations of the northern upstate into the mountains that will see the potential for that accumulation. Again, the higher elevations will have a different temperature pattern there that allows for that snow to accumulate. 3 to 6 plus inches are expected from areas of Hendersonville and Brevard on up toward that Tennessee line. You get toward the escarpment right in that northern upstate through the southern mountains where the elevation starts to go up. You can see about 1 to 2 kind of slushy inches. Some freezing rain could mix in there at times, really limiting that actual accumulation potential, but I do expect some on the ground there in the northern upstate. And while you could see a dusting perhaps on grassy surfaces through the 85 line, I do not anticipate roads to be a concern there, and especially to the far south, mostly just rain. And if you saw some snow flying, it would not cause you a concern. Temperatures right now sit in the 20s and 30s. It's a cold start to the day. It stays chilly in the 40s. We're expecting the clouds to take over throughout the day today, and then tomorrow stays even colder, 40 degrees in the afternoon with that rain and snow mixed in at times. Then over the weekend, it stays chilly but turns sunny once again. You'll want to watch for some overnight slick spots as refreeze becomes possible Saturday morning and again on Sunday morning. Now let's get to your riding forecast, sponsored by Harley-Davidson of Greenville. If you do plan to ride this weekend, it looks pretty good for the upstate. Again, watch for slick spots on roads early Saturday morning, but otherwise a clearing sky near 50 degrees and then more sunshine Sunday. In North Carolina, if you wanted to ride, you might want to drive south because it's going to stay cold and slick throughout a good chunk of Saturday. And while Sunday looks sunny, it's chilly enough to really require a lot of extra layers. So just be prepared for that if you do plan to ride this weekend.